رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Inshallah, with another part of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we have been going over for the past few weeks in this series that we're doing on the duties of brotherhood. And the hadith that we've been going over, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Haqqul muslimi ala muslimin sittun," that every Muslim has 6 rights over another Muslim. And the hadith began by saying, إِذَا لَقِيتَهُ فَسَلِّمْ عَلَيْهِ, that the first one is when you meet another Muslim, that you say salam to him. And then we continued with the second part, that was that when he invites you, that you accept the invitation. The third part for today, inshallah, the third right that every Muslim has on another Muslim, third duty that we have towards our Muslim brothers and sisters. The Prophet ﷺ said, وَإِذَا اسْتَنصَحَكَ فَانصَحْ لَهُ وَإِذَا اسْتَنصَحَكَ فَانصَحْ لَهُ, which means that if or when your Muslim brother asks you for advice, that you give them advice. When your Muslim brother asks you for advice, you give them advice. Now, this teaches us a couple of things at least. Number one, that it's good to ask people for advice. Because sometimes we get into this mode of, I know what to do. I don't need to ask anybody. And this is a sign of arrogance, and it leads to failure. It leads to failure. And so we need to be humble with ourselves, and we need to seek advice. We need to seek advice. Now, when we seek advice, there are adab of doing that. I spoke about that 2 weeks ago in a Jummah khutbah. I gave a whole Jummah khutbah about asking for advice or receiving advice. And then last Friday, I spoke about giving advice. So I'm not going to go over all of that. Those of you who are interested can listen to the recordings, the adab of giving advice and the adab of listening to advice. But a couple of things that I want to mention that I didn't mention in the khutbahs. When it comes to giving advice, what that means is that we have to tell this person the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's what nasiha means, because nasiha, part of nasiha, what the word means is to cleanse and purify something. And so when I'm giving nasiha to someone, I'm giving them the best that I can offer. So now what that means is that if you come to me, for example, and you have a marriage proposal for your daughter or your sister, for example, and you have the proposal from somebody that I know, or maybe you have 2 proposals from 2 different men. And so you come to me and you ask me for advice. Now, what you're doing is you're doing istishara, you're doing mashwara, you're asking me for my mashwara. And the Prophet ﷺ said, al-mustasharu mu'taman, that the one who is being asked for mashwara, the one who is being asked for advice is mu'taman, meaning he has an amana now on his shoulders. You are putting your trust in me. You are putting your trust in me. And so I have to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So if I know something negative about this proposal, I have to tell you. It doesn't matter that this person whose proposal is coming to you is a relative of mine or a friend of mine. Doesn't matter. Because if I hide some aspects of the truth, I tell him, mashallah, he's a very religious person, prays 5 times a day, right? But I know that this is an abusive person. He's an abusive person, I know that. And I hide that from you, then I did not give you nasiha. I did not give you pure, unfiltered advice, because that's what nasiha literally means, unfiltered. Pure, without any contaminants. And I also did not fulfill the trust, the amana that is placed on me when you're seeking advice from me. If I cannot give you the whole truth, then I need to simply remove myself from this responsibility. And I need to tell you, Ya Akhi, I'm really sorry, but I'm not the right person to ask advice on this matter. Why? Because there's a conflict of interest here. You're asking me about someone who is related to me. And so there's a conflict of interest. I will naturally be biased if I give you advice. I don't trust myself to give you unbiased 100% truth. So please, I suggest that you go and ask this person or ask that person. But if I'm going to take that responsibility to give you advice, then I need to give you the whole truth. And in fact, this is one of those cases where backbiting is what? Not just allowed, it is wajib. It is wajib for me to tell you, if I know that this proposal is coming from a person who is abusive, I have to tell you that. If I don't, I have done khiyana. I have betrayed your trust. And khiyana is haram in Islam. You come to me, you're thinking about getting into a business partnership with somebody. Or you're coming to me and you're engaging in a commercial transaction with somebody. And you're coming to me and you're asking me for advice. And I know the history of this person, that this person is a cheat. He's a liar. He has done business with other people in the past. I know that he is a liar. He's a dishonest person. I have to tell you that. This is backbiting that is wajib. I have to tell you that. And so, إِذَا اسْتَنصَحَكَ فَانصَحْ لَهُ. That this part of the duties that we have towards our brothers and sisters, that when they ask us for advice, that we give them sincere advice, honest advice, even if it is against my brother, against my sister, against my family members. I have to give them sincere and honest advice. So this is one of the 6 things that the Prophet ﷺ spoke about, that is a duty of every Muslim upon another Muslim. Like I said, I went into details about giving advice and taking advice in the 2 khutbahs that I have done recently. So anybody who's interested in more details can look there. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.